Hello and good afternoon. We are live. What is going on with Selena Haskins? I am Sydni Allyse with Swag Her Magazine. How are you doing today, Miss Selena?
I am great. I am so happy to be here. How are you today?
I am wonderful as well. Now, let me just do a little introduction of Miss Selena before we get in. So, Miss Haskins has written about 9 books in all different genres. So, you cannot categorize her or put her in one category because, baby, she's moving. She starred on NBC, right? And she's also, a lot of her books have to do with family and God and things like that. So, we definitely want to know more about your story and what got you started. Was that a good introduction, Miss Selena Haskins?
I'll take it, honey. That's fine.
That's good.
That's
Okay.
fine. That's
All
fine.
right, all right, all right. So let's get started. So can you share with our audience a little bit about you and your work for people that don't know about you?
Sure. I am Selena Haskins. I'm from Washington, D.C., not DMV, Washington, D.C. I know you guys
DC,
like to say that. I'm from D.C., baby.
right?
Love my city. So, anyway, I got started writing when I was at a very young age, like 9 years old. I
Mm-hmm.
always had a vivid imagination. I didn't quite know what that was until like my later years.
Okay.
And I had a nice teacher, Mr. Sutton, may he continue to rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
But he encouraged my writing, and everything just kind of started from there. You know, I had manuscripts that I would hand out to people in high school, to whoever wanted to read it.
Okay.
And it just kind of took off. Um, and in harmony with your introduction, I like to write family saga, romance, children's
Mm-hmm.
books, poetry. I write whatever comes to mind.
Now, what made you want to write in multiple genres?
I think the categories kind of choose me. Like I said, I have a vivid imagination.
Mm-hmm.
One day it may be I'm kind of feeling like a mystery. Another day I may feel like romance. I
Okay.
kind of choose the genre after the fact. So,
Actor. Okay. All right.
mhm,
So you just freestyle. How do
exactly.
you, well, what is your writing process? Like, do you listen to music? Do you have a routine? Is there something like how do you set the mood, set the tone, get in the zone?
Get in the zone. Wow. I am freestyle. I don't need music
Mm-hmm.
to um to write, although I may start off with some music just to kind of catch a vibe and set the mood.
Okay.
But I always end up turning it off so that I can hear these characters, talking in my head.
Okay.
So
All right. So, what are some of your most popular titles?
my first book is definitely the most popular one, A River Moves Forward. That book really took off. It's about three girls who were growing up in the Cabrini Green housing projects in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of passes through multiple generations. And that family, they went through a lot. So
Okay.
that was very popular. And then my next one was Yesterday Was a Long Time Ago, and that's the romance.
Okay.
That was really popular. That's a college romance that a lot of people enjoyed. And then my current one, Cousins, All We Got Is Us. That one is really taking off like a firecracker, and it's still
Okay.
in Amazon's top 10. Yep.
Amazon. Congratulations.
Thank you. And thank you, readers.
Now, question. So you're from Chicago, but your first book was about someone from. No, you're from DC.
Hmm.
But your first book was about someone from Chicago. So how do you do your research, or like can you just walk us through the process? Like what is the background, the behind the scenes work?
This is the irony of that is I have been meeting so many people from Chicago. So shout out to Chi-Town. Very nice people. And I said, well, you know what? Who hasn't seen Good Times, right?
Right.
So I had all these things going on at the time, and I said, well, maybe Chicago should be the setting because originally I had the setting in the South.
Mm-hmm.
So I changed it, and I just started interviewing people who actually live there.
Okay.
Between that, as well as Google being our friend, like
Yes.
you can Google map things and travel down the road. You can go anywhere you want to on Google.
Right. Oh,
So
so
I
that's how you would get like street signs and no directions, things like that.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
And it also
different.
helped to visually put me there too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So we talked a little bit about cousins, right? But can
Mhm.
you just dive a little bit deeper? Tell us a little bit
Sure.
more about cousins, because that's your latest project, right?
Yes, that's the
Okay.
latest project. Cousins is like my fictional homage to DC during the 80s and the 90s.
Okay.
During It's kind of loosely based on my time growing up in DC with my own cousins. So there
Mm-hmm.
are five cousins, and they each have their own individual challenges. Like, I'm not going to give it all away, but Leslie has her own struggles with trying to take care of her mom who has a mental illness, but
Okay.
she finds out why she's that way later in the story.
Okay.
Then there's another cousin, Lucci, who's kind of growing up in poverty. His mom is dealing with a drug addiction. And then there's Boogie and Champ, they're brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Champ is having some challenges with his sexual identity. And then there's Raven, who's dealing with her parents' divorce. So it's a little bit of everything. And even though it's in the 80s and 90s,
Mm-hmm.
some of those issues are still prevalent, for today's, what do they call it, Gen Z generation.
This generation, boy, for
Yeah.
sure. So is there a specific message that you want to send to your readers?
There is a message, and the message is that the decisions that your parents make often will affect you. And so sometimes those decision makings can carry on from one generation to the next, as well as secrets. Families always have these dark secrets, and that is the
Yes,
premise of Cousins.
yes, yes.
They don't know why all these things are going on in their lives. The children don't, but it all
Right.
stems from this one dark family secret that readers will find out about.
Okay. Because it's all tied into one.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. Now, do you do book anything else other than books? Do you do plays? Do you want to do movies? Like, is there anything else that you want to do for 2024?
I have taken Sundance screenwriting class. I have my
Okay.
first certificate for writing a TV pilot. I earned that last summer. Yay!
Yay.
And they reached out about participating in their program again later this year for the fall. So I'm
Okay.
thinking about that,
All right.
because what writer does not want to see their book on screen? I mean, I think that's the whole idea for most of us, right? We want to
Right.
provide a visual for readers,
Mm-hmm.
and that's my goal. So
Okay.
maybe in the next year or two, someone will pick up a palette, hint, hint,
Put it out there. Put it out there.
put it out there. So that's one of my goals. And of course, to kind of follow up with Cousins part two when they become adults.
Okay. Okay. All right. So there's more to the story.
It's
All
more
right.
to the story. I'm getting the glare, so I'm keep doing this with my glasses, but
It's
it's all
okay.
good.
It's okay.
They're brand new.
I love
Trying
the
to get used
glasses.
to them. Thank you.
So, how can our viewers connect with you? Where can they find? Well, I know you said they can find Cousins on Amazon. Is there
Mhm.
anywhere else that they can find Cousins?
Absolutely. You can find Cousins on Barnes and Noble. And I'm actually going to be there this summer doing a book signing.
Nice.
Yay!
Where? Where?
At Barnes and Noble in Bowie, Maryland, at the Bowie Town Center, July the
Okay.
20th.
All
So
right.
stay tuned. I'm gonna be sending out more promo stuff as the date gets closer.
July 20th, Barnes and Noble, Maryland.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So where can we get a copy of Cousins and the rest of your books besides is it just Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, anywhere else?
Pretty much any online store, or you can
Okay.
go into a bookstore, and people don't know this, but you can actually request them to order the book.
Smart.
Yeah, you can
Nice.
request it. And then also for those who may not be able to economically afford to purchase the book, it will be available at the Prince George's County Library. So I've reached out to them,
Congratulations.
and they're gonna purchase the book soon. So you can borrow a copy.
All right.
And if you have Kindle Unlimited, Obviously, with a subscription, you can read the book for free. See, there are options.
Plenty of options. We love options. So
Right.
where
And one last thing. I'm sorry.
you good?
I promise people, whoever watching, reach out to me. I'm gonna ask this question: who was the main character in my first book, A River Moves Forward? And what was her struggle? If you can answer that, send me a DM. And guess what? I'll send you a free copy of Cousins, my new one. First come, first serve basis.
All right. We got a giveaway. We got a giveaway. So make sure you guys DM her the answer. What's the question again? Tell them one more time.
The question is, in my first book, A River Moves Forward, who
Mhm.
was the main character and what was the problem she was dealing with?
All right. Now, before we go, can you tell our viewers where they can connect with you and where they can find you, Miss Haskins?
Sure, you can connect with me at Books by Selena, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Facebook. That's pretty easy. Books by Selena. And that's Selena.
Books by Selena. Thank you so much. I appreciate your interview. I hope you have a wonderful day. Um, thank you, Swag Her Magazine. This is what's going on with Selena Haskins. I am Sydni Allyse, and you heard it best here. Make sure you guys purchase a copy of Cousins today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Y'all subscribe to Strike Her now.
Yes, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.
All right. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you, Swagger.
Bye.
Bye bye.
All right.
So, how did we do?